Hey, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever, wherever you're at these days. I'll tell you, it's been a great day here at Cafe HQ, and we don't even have an introduction for tonight's show because we're coming in hot. It's been a busy day, lots of last minute stuff, but today was the day I woke up and I didn't have as much stress as I had had every day for like the last 60 days. I actually felt comfortable. So I don't know if what that means, but it felt like the last thing that we had ordered arrived today. We have one more thing to pick up tomorrow. I mean, it's like it's here. It's here. It's kind of crazy that in 3 days, 3 days the reception will be winding down, right? I mean, it starts at 6 p.m. on Friday. So yeah, it feels pretty good to be in this position, and we have we've got a few updates for you tonight. This is the last, I promise you. Unlike any kind of Magnolia artwork, this is the last pre-OAX announcement show prior to the show itself. So there will be no live stream scheduled until next Tuesday. Dino and I will be doing a heritage recap that Dino's put together a pretty interesting approach to that. So we're going to be doing that next Tuesday. But after tonight, not a single live stream will be seen. Now, one of the things I can let you know about is that during the show, for those of you not going, we're going to be shooting some video that will get posted as shorts on YouTube and over as reels over on Instagram. So for those of us who follow us on both of those platforms, you'll be able to kind of watch and see a little bit of the happenings. They won't be shot live because I don't want to risk having bad internet connections while we're there, but we will shoot these, probably like 60-second to 2 or 3 minute clips, and Ashton will edit them and he'll post them for me live during the show. So yeah, for those of you not making it, you'll get a little vibe at the show for yourself. But yeah, outside of that, it feels pretty good. We are definitely at that 450 tickets sold range, which feels fantastic. As everybody knows, our goal was to hit 500 as a sellout. So we've still got, really, we have 4 days. We'll sell tickets all the way through the morning on Sunday. So the potential is we could actually come close to that 500 figure, which will be pretty interesting. You couple that with all the exhibitors and every artist on the floor, and we're talking, well over 600 people on the floor on Saturday alone. And why are things taken off the wall? I knew somebody was gonna ask that. Basically, some of that art will be on display at OAX. So I've taken a few things off the walls, and those of you going will get to see those. I'm taking that nice print that Dino made for me on my 55th birthday that has images of so many people who've been on the channel with us, and a few pieces of original art. So it's going to be fun. We actually have a booth just for that, and I think everybody's going to enjoy that. The Crotch Goblin, of course, will be there on the wall. You'll love that. Hulk with Pearls, absolutely, Marcus. What would it be? It wouldn't be a show if the Hulk with Pearls was not there. But hey, I've got Mr. Jim Warden in the green room. What channel? That's Jason's. I'm not sure what you mean by what channel, but I'll try to pay attention to that. Interactive bill room. Actually, it's something like that. I won't be in that space too often, but I think everybody will enjoy it. It's a photo op booth at the end of the day. It is a full size 10 by 10 booth, but it'll have artifacts from CAF, from Dueling Dealers, and other things that everybody, the cap mask will be there. Jason, if you would like to try it on, it will be there for you to try on yourself to see if it fits. And if it fits, you're welcome to wear it the rest of the day. You could even take it home with you. But now, Jim Warden, let's get Jim into this thing. Here we go. Hey, Jim, how you doing,
Hey
man?
guys, thanks for having me, Bill. And hello, everybody. See a couple of folks on there. Jason D'Ambrosia, great to see you there, and looking forward to see you at the show. And I saw Jason Ladwig was on there earlier, so he and I have already kind of set things up to get together Thursday. So, and then I don't know if Josh Flanders is going to be signing on here, but looking very much forward to seeing him at the show.
Have you
So,
met Josh before?
not in person. Basically, just the artwork via me sending it out, brought us together. But
Mhm.
yeah, we've struck up a good friendship, and we send texts pretty frequently. And yeah, it's just very cool. Looking very much forward. And his wife Sherry is going to be there too, so should be a good time. I envy him. I'm jealous. My wife does not like to travel, so she'll stay here and take care of all the cats and in the homestead and everything. And I'll be driving down to Orlando now.
Yeah, no, well, I have a wife with similar attributes, but fortunately, this is in our backyard, so she's got to be there. Maureen will be running the registration desk the whole weekend or most of the weekend. But
Wow, you're gonna owe
yeah,
her.
yes, exactly. Well, everybody. My three kids are going to be doing different things. They're going to be in the galleries, going to be sitting there watching. That they're going to be shooting the video. They'll be helping Maureen behind the registration desk. So it's going to be interesting. It's all hands on deck, basically, at this point. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be fun though. Honestly, we're so excited about it. I mean, it's just you can only kind of like fantasize about it, try to visualize what this thing is going to be like, and it's still until they start setting up the pipes and drapes on Thursday, it probably won't really settle in. What this thing's gonna be, but. Oh, Maureen's listening. What? I love to travel. She's in the Maureen developer. Hey, she's listening. Maureen, I can't get you to go to Italy, but you'll come to. Well, okay, that's right. She does like to travel to Pokemon tournaments. She was in Charlotte last weekend, and I think she's going to Tennessee the weekend after OX. So, all right, I've got it all wrong. But Jim, let's talk
wow,
about what you're bringing, because obviously you're going to be set up with Matt Wagner.
right.
And you know what? I should have the map in front of me so I could actually say what the booth number is. Do you know what booth number you're in?
I believe it's 44. It's either 44 or 45. I'm positive of that, but
All right, I'm going to
I think
open it up while we're
44.
talking. And it isn't a booth; it's actually a table. I
Right,
gotta get
right.
the nomenclature right. All the artists, or most of the artists, are in the center of the room in three different islands, and they're at tables. And then we've got booths around the outside of the hall. So you'll be with Matt. I think you've got Ken Lashley to your right, and I think Josh Cassara on the other side of you. So it's like, yeah, you're going to have it's going to be a fun group to be around. I can tell you
Yeah.
that.
Well, one quick question I have for you. I was looking at the layout earlier, and
Mhm.
I saw on the same row as where Matt's table is at the far left, I guess, if you're sitting above. But John K. Snyder, he's going to be there.
He is now. Yeah, yeah, I've never met John. He's actually coming there with Comic Link. He's working with them.
Now
And
you're talking the artist John K. Snyder, right? Because he and Matt they go way, way back, and they're very close buds. I'm just
okay, I thought you were going to tell me that they like to fight when they're
no,
when
no,
they
no,
come
no.
together.
They're like inseparable. When it was funny when you and I were chatting prior to this live stream,
Mhm.
I was just I'm still astounded that you're taking on this big of an event. Okay, so you have Kazra helping you out, but still, it was kind of like your idea. And my comparison is, I live in Maryland, and I've been doing the Baltimore Comic Con, which is a great, great show. So
Mhm.
major plug for them. But it started out literally in a Holiday Inn ballroom for several years, and then Mark Nathan built it up, and then eventually got to the Baltimore Convention Center, and it's a fabulous show. But with you, literally, you're like going from like 0 to 100 with this convention that you organized. God bless you. And I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I can't even imagine, how much this has been draining on you and stuff. And I'm sure you'll be glad when it's over. You're going to hopefully
Like I
treat
said, I
yourself to
finally
something
felt
nice.
good today. I finally felt good today. I've had some lows today, but I woke up and the first several hours I just felt great. It was like, wow, there's still a lot of work to do, but it was like a weight lifted knowing that I had every single thing that we needed printed or created and shipped to us was in hand. And there were some other things related to the venue and the hotel that we finally, well, we thought we were in good hands. We finally knew we were in good hands. There was just it's all those unanswered things that drove us crazy. As you try, it's not like we're control freaks, but you like to have a sense of security with certain things related to the show. And the venue is just kind of as good as they've been. They almost feels like they fly by the seat of their pants until the two, everything's just like hard to communicate with them. And then the last 2 weeks, it's like now they're responsive, but it's like leading up to that, at any rate, bottom line is it's going to be worth it. It's been definitely, and Kazra's put in more time than I have. And at the end of the day, none of this would have happened without him. When I originally drew this out, I threw the plans out yesterday when I was cleaning around here. My original idea was to have a dozen artists and 4 dealers in a room that might have been 4 to 6,000 square feet. That's what I wanted. That was my idea, before we started thinking, bigger than that. And so, and that would have been fine. That's back to the small ballroom, have maybe 60, 70 people who are mostly local come to the show, and that would be cool, right? But yeah, this is a big statement, I think, at the end of the day
Oh, yeah.
for CAF, and and the things that we can do, and the stuff we've been doing on the channel. I mean, the thing is, it's going to be so fun. Is there are so many people who've been in the chat for the last almost 4 years now that are going to meet for the first time when they go to OAX, and
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. And so I
Mhm.
love being the facilitator for something like that to happen. And yeah, it's going to be great to have it start. And Kazra confirmed 44 is the booth number. And I think in
There
your
you go.
road, Bob McLeod, it goes Bob McLeod, Dan Jurgens, and then Kasara, Wagner, and Lashley in
And
that
Lashley.
row. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's pretty stellar. And yeah, it
Yeah,
was
so there's
fun.
like the Collector's Island beside us, and I believe Brit Comic Art, so Joseph will be there.
Mhm.
So he and I go way, way back. So I'm looking forward to being able to spend some time with him. So and
That's
then I
right.
saw Zadok,
Zadig is going to be set
Zadok's
up as
coming,
well.
man. That's awesome.
I know it's again, it's been pretty awesome, the amount of support. Jeff Singh is over there as well.
Right. Yeah, I've never
Team
met
Boreal.
him, so looking forward to that.
Jeff's well, his collection on CAF. I mean,
Mhm.
he's really well known. And then Wolvie fan, he's a big X-Men collector, so there's going to be a lot of 90s X-Men art over at his tables. And
Okay.
I don't think there will never have been so much artwork in one room as we're going to have, especially when you factor in the fact that every collector is going to have at least one portfolio with them, right? I
I would
mean,
think so. Yeah.
that's going to be crazy.
Well,
So
that was my plan actually initially. So I bought my VIP pass back in the summer, and this was going to be a vacation for me. I was flying in, bringing 2 portfolios, hopefully to maybe sell some stuff, do some trading, and then get a rental car and go to Sanibel because that's my favorite place in the world. And when Matt was announced as a guest, then my plans kind of changed, and I figured, okay, well, I'm kind of obligated to, bring a bunch of his artwork, and way more than I felt comfortable trying to bring on a plane. I'm definitely, a control freak when it comes to the artwork, at least. And there's no way
mhm.
I'm checking or shipping all this stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to bite the bullet and drive. And then one of the things that it turned out it was great because you wanted me to kind of promote some of the stuff I'll be having at the convention. So the big thing for Matt Wagner collectors in particular, I'd say, a lot of folks have been very responsive to his Grendel Devil by the Deeds Master Edition, the
Mhm.
121 page graphic novel that came out. So um, they did that in hardback, and they also did a super ultra limited version of it where it came like a special slipcase, and for 12 editions, Matt did sketches or nice illustrations. And unfortunately, I wasn't one of the folks that got one of the 12. I wish I was, but anyhow, to kind of showcase what those pieces are, Dark Horse Comics printed up a special sketchbook for Matt, 300 copies, and he got them, and he didn't want to lug them on the plane with him from work, and so he sent them to me. So I'll be
Of
bringing
course.
those with me. But I've got those here. Here's 3 of them. But you can see it's like a black and white with red version of the graphic novel cover. But
Mhm.
again, it's printed by Dark Horse Comics, so it's
Oh, nice.
yeah, so it's a very professional. It's called a sketchbook, but it's a full, published, basically a comic. But we're debuting it at OAX, and if he didn't send me all of them, so it's not going to completely sell out there. But I have like at least a third of the print run. There's at least 100 copies in the box he sent me. So, and he's going to sign them and number them. So the folks that are at the show will get the dibs on the lowest numbers. So the deal on those is he's going to be asking $40 for the book. Again, there's 300 of them total. He'll sign them, number them. But if you buy $1,000 worth of artwork at the show, you get one free. So a little carrot for the folks that are thinking about maybe dropping some money on something of Matt's.
Well, he's been posting a lot of his pre-done stuff, like Matt always does. It
Right.
shows he always draws. Has at least 20, 30 pieces he creates just for the show. So
Yep.
that's awesome. And he contributed a piece to the auction as
Yes,
well,
all
so
that.
that we'll have that. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool, I think. And I should let everybody know I have sent out links with the links to the program for the show. But I did update it today with an extra page, so I'm putting that link in the chat. So anybody that wants to download it, I'll be sending out an email with a new link for it tomorrow. But that link takes you to a program that is up to date, and in it actually has a list of dining options. You mentioned, I saw somebody in the chat was saying they're looking at barbecue joints. I don't know if Casper put a barbecue joint in there, but we did put a list of restaurants that are nearby, and then other ones that are kind of like Orlando recommended, and then a bunch of other stuff in there. But anybody who wants to take a look at the program who hasn't already can download it at that link. And I have to give kudos. There's a gentleman in the chat over on Facebook, Ethan Kennett, whom I've not gotten to meet yet, but he contacted us. I mean, literally, I think on the day tickets went on sale, and offered to be a volunteer. He mentioned having sound equipment, sound system stuff, and that was like the furthest thing from our mind in like June 1st, was trying to figure out how we're going to run the auction and that sort of thing. But we came back to Ethan about a month ago, and so Ethan has volunteered. He's bringing in all the equipment that we're going to be using for the auction on Saturday night, and he's also bringing in a smaller unit for Friday night's reception. So Ethan, we can't thank you enough. I can't wait to meet you on Friday night, because he'll be at the VIP reception too. So everybody, we owe Ethan a high five after the auction. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm excited about it. It's cool. And that's the stuff, and trust me, a lot of other people wanted to volunteer to help on things too. It's just, we don't know what we don't know on year one. Sound was an easy one to say we need help there, but yeah, it is what it is. But so you've got the sketchbook, but then what artwork are you also bringing to sell?
All right. Well, right now I'm working on my John Byrne miscellaneous convention pages. So this will be like everything. It's not going to be any, classic X-Men. Sorry, folks, but it'll be John Byrne's X-Men. There'll be some affordable stuff. When I do these shows, I tend to try to have stuff for pretty much almost anybody who's going to be there. So I'll have some John Byrne pages in here for like $150 for folks that just want a nice example of John's, and some dealers might charge that much for an autograph if they have one. So there'll be plenty of opportunity for that. So I'll have like a 48 slot portfolio of miscellaneous John pages. I have two separate portfolios of just totally Matt's work, and one is going to be all Mage related. So it'll be pages from several blue lines from the Mage Here Discovered that we had in the art sale over the summer. Sure. That these will be like fresh to the market. So I've been just haven't dumped them all out there. But I'm bringing some pretty nice ones. And there will be pages from the second Mage series, and then the final one as well. And then a separate portfolio with Grendel. And I'll have basically every remaining page from the Devil by the Deed Masters Edition, as well as all the remaining blue lines from the original Devil by the Deed. And then some pages from Behold the Devil and other miscellaneous Matt projects. Grendel related exclusively, like Warchild. I have a couple of Warchild pages. I'll have one portfolio of nothing but John Byrne, the Elsewine, the all pencil project he released on his website. So I bring a portfolio like that usually when I do the comic art cons in Jersey, and it's usually pretty well received. But I went and started with a blank one, so pretty much every page that's in there will be fresh. It won't be something like if some folks like Jason from Jersey, sees me at the Comic Art Con and say, "Oh, I just saw these pages," whatever. Like, nope, these are going to be fresh to the market. I'm doing a separate portfolio with Salvador LaRocca art, all X-Men, and everything in that portfolio will be 300 or less, with a lot of them like 125, $150. So again, and it's all X-Men. Be Uncanny, the adjectiveless X-Men, Ultimate X-Men. He did a gazillion different X titles in the
Mhm.
early 2000s. So I have examples from almost all of those. And then one of the things I think folks tend to like at my table at the Comic Art Con in Jersey is I have a oversized portfolio with nothing but double page spreads. So I've got that completely full. So that's what I plan on putting in front of me is like the double page spread portfolio, open it up, and then let folks look at the smaller portfolios, but kind of have that be the presentation piece on my portion of Matt's table. And then he'll have his portfolio with the color pieces that he did just for the show,
Mhm.
probably in front of him. And then we'll just play it by ear. We'll see how much room we have for any other display stuff. And we'll probably have um, the sketchbooks where people can see those as well.
Right.
Oh, and I got a new batch of business cards printed up for just for the show, and even got like a nifty, like professional looking business card holder. So, so I look forward to.
One of these days, I'm gonna get business cards. That's if Maureen's still watching. She's like cursing right now because that's the one thing she keeps telling me. Bill, you gotta get new business cards. I
Go to
mean,
Vistaprint. They got me those things in like 2 days. I couldn't believe it.
well,
So
at some point, I will.
yeah.
It's on my to-do list, but low. It's very low on that list right now.
Oh, one other thing. Well, actually, a couple of other things, but one thing that's very near and dear to my heart. Another person I've never met, but kind of in life, you meet people and then people introduce you to people. So anyhow, I've known Jerry Ordway for probably 30 years,
Hmm.
and he was very tight with a fellow about his age artist named Mike Macklin. And Mike he was not nearly as prolific as Jerry or like John or Matt or anything like that, but still, he was a very accomplished artist. And he inked Jerry like on the Infinity Incorporated. I think they alternated issues. Like Jerry may have penciled some and Mike inked some and vice
Hmm.
versa. So anyhow, they were best buds. And before either one of them broke into the industry in Wisconsin, they were tight. And then kind of, I think Jerry broke in and then kind of helped shepherd Mike into the industry. But anyhow, tragically, last April, Mike passed away, and his widow Eve. It's a horrible situation. He got no kids, and she's basically out in Wisconsin. So she reached out to Jerry, and she said, "What do I do?" Because Mike, he didn't have much published art, but he had a nice, like, little treasure trove of pieces he had done prior to his passing. He had to stop doing comics in the mid 90s for health issues. And he just, you know, was unable to deal with the deadlines and stuff, but he still loved to draw. So he did a fair number of really nice pieces. So anyhow, Jerry said, put her and I in touch. And
Yeah.
so I spoke with her and been helping her, selling some comics, and that went great. Thank God. And then with these illustrations, I didn't know what to expect, but they're nice. And if, folks look at my calf, they'll see a little Mike Macklin gallery, and I've been uploading pieces there. But anyhow, Eve sent me a box of, nice finished pencil and ink pieces. I'll just show a couple of examples, but like this is a 14 by 7 Power Girl, and I've got it priced at $225. And we've got, that's one of the most expensive pieces in there. We have some that are, $75 or $80, but every penny of the sales of his art from day one and going forward will go directly to Eve. So just let folks know that. And
I think you need a bigger table.
I will.
About it. We could have, yeah. If we would have known, we probably could have set you up with a booth early on. But those booths actually got sold out before we had even all the tables ironed out.
If Matt was a guest from day one, then by all means, yes.
Yeah.
Again, this was my intention was to be a VIP fan. Like I said, I bought my badge and everything, and I bought my airline tickets. I already had to cash those back in, or at least cancel them to get credit. But
right
now I can take a trip to Sanibel and just go to Fort Myers and just very leisurely drive to Sanibel, a little bit later this year. But anyhow, yeah, you're right. I'll need a bigger table, but I'm sure that we'll work things out. If nothing else, they'll be before the show or after the show or whatever.
Hmm. Well, you get
I'll,
in on Thursday, and
oh
like
yeah,
you've
yeah.
seen, there were several people in the chat already mentioned that they're going to be there on Thursday.
Hmm.
I go in there tomorrow, so I think there's going to be plenty of hanging out going on from midday Thursday onward. You can't set up in the hall until Friday morning
Right.
because Thursday evening is when they're actually going to be doing all the pipe and drape setup. So that won't be done until 8 or 9 p.m.
Hmm.
But yeah, so tomorrow night should be, or well, tomorrow night, Thursday night should be a lot of fun.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to read through the chat. Oh, Brian Bailey wanted to know what email address is good to reach you at because he's not able to make it to the show, but he wanted to talk to you about some of the artwork.
Sure. It's capshockeyfan@yahoo.com. So CAPS, then the word hockey, and then fan, FAN, at yahoo.com. You could look on Comic Art Fans, Jim Warden Gallery, and then just send a message there. But I'm leaving tomorrow early, so I won't be able to, correspond or anything until like I'm back in town, probably mid next week.
Right.
But yeah, anybody who is interested, um, great. Send an email. I will be checking my emails from the road, but um, just no guarantees. You don't know how the Wi-Fi is going to be, and and once I get into Orlando, then all bets are off. Because there's a lot of people that Andy Robbins is coming in.
Yeah.
And he's the guy that designed my website, so people can smack him about for
Well, that was a long time ago. I
Yes,
don't
it
think
was.
we can't fault him for you still having that same
It
website.
was once cutting edge.
Yeah, that not as long ago as like Spencer's site or anything,
Right.
but yeah, you're getting up there. We ate one day, if you're ever up for it, we'd be
No,
happy to help work something out with you.
we've already discussed it, and you
We
said
have.
after you've recovered from OAX, so that
That's
might be 6 months down the road. But
it might, I hope it doesn't take that long, but yeah, but it's definitely, we'd be happy to work with you. I think the more dealers and agents that we get a chance to work with, I think the better. It's better for
yeah,
Cap, better
well,
for
I
you, and
obviously my site needs a major upgrade. I fully admit it, but it's kind of like, again, I'm kind of like a control freak, and for me to like devote the time to like, I don't want to say oversee it, but for better, I have to proofread it and whatever. It's going to be a certain amount of labor on my part. Then that means I wouldn't be able to, you know, be packaging up on art and selling it, because working with John and Matt, it's kind of like almost a full-time job just selling their stuff, and I got other
right.
things. And then the granddaughter, we weren't anticipating watching our granddaughter. Was 3 days a week, but now it's Mondays and Fridays. So I'll
We
have
got an extra day to sell art during the week.
exactly. So I won't have as many excuses that I've had recently.
Right. No, that's awesome. Well, I mean, I hope you have a safe trip.
I hope
We're
so too.
all looking forward to it. Like I said, I know you're going to see me for sure while we're, on Thursday. I think until the guys get there to start doing the hall setup, I'll probably just be walking around the lobby area most of the time. That's where the bar is and whatnot. So I'm sure that's where we'll probably end up seeing a lot of people. Bill Rivard is over on Facebook. What did he say? He said, Jim sold me my first piece of artwork in 1992 in an early Baltimore con.
Holy cow.
So, and Bill's local. He'll be at the show as
Oh,
well.
great. Well, I look
Yeah.
forward to seeing him again. Andy Robbins has the same story, because Andy lived in the DC area and actually just came to one of those Baltimore airport show and ran into me. So that's where he and I met. So Bill, it's funny you said Bill Rivard, and one of my dearest friends in this hobby is Bill Roberts. I thought, oh, you just
Oh,
recently,
Roberts, yeah.
but he's
Yeah, I
asleep
don't think
now.
he's coming, but yeah. Well, listen, I'm excited about it. I mean, I I think I think the show has got a lot of potential. We're already thinking about year two. Well, it's hard to not think about year two when you're trying to, but it's but it's exciting because you just see so much potential with it, and the fact that especially in the last month or even really like things have been ramping up, right? A lot of people are talking about it more and are more aware of it. It's gonna make things a lot. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be a lot easier for us in year two than what happened in year one. Just all the challenges that we were faced with, but just the idea that we've got your support and I've got Will and Glenn coming in here in a minute and their support. I mean, just having so many people believe in what we're trying to make happen here, right? It's reassuring. And the thing is, the more early support we got, the more we really felt like this could work, right? If that many people think that there's something here that we can make something special out of this, then it was worth putting in all this extra time to really do it to the level that we've decided to do it. So so I'll be looking for you tomorrow.
So not
Sometime
tomorrow,
in the
Thursday.
Tomorrow, Thursday. See, I'm telling you, okay, maybe I'm not as level headed as I thought. I had a big confusing thing with Dino earlier, not too long ago as well. So, yeah, I'm going to need that day at Universal on Monday because that's what I'm doing. I think a lot of other collectors are going to Universal as well. Um, we're going to have to work out some like meetup times there, but I'm just going to take that day to just be. I'm not even going to think about CAF, OAX, Comic Art Live, nothing. I'm going to just think about having a good time, have a Duff beer over at Simpsons Land, that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely relaxing. But yeah, so safe travels.
Thank you.
And when move-in happens, obviously Kazra and I will be around to help out all Friday morning and direct stuff. If you have right on the main hall, it's kind of butts the front parking lot. They actually have a large like garage door that can open up, so people can literally just back their car up to that and load it their stuff right into the hall versus unpacking and taking it through the lobby. I mean, there might be stuff that you want to take to your room early or whatever, but
I
if there's
take everything.
yeah, well then there you go. So you're going to be carrying it all. You're going
Yeah.
to but well, I
You'll
guess
be
this is more.
impressed. I mean, I've got basically a rolling suitcase, and my intention initially was to try to get a carry-on for the flight that would be, within the legal limits or whatever, and then just put portfolios in that. But it just started becoming more. But anyhow, I have one rolling suitcase that I think would fit in most overheads that
Mhm.
holds like 8 portfolios. And then I had, so that would be that. And then I have one larger one for the double page spread portfolio, which is like an 18 by 24 portfolio. So that's
Right.
it. It's very manageable. So it's a lot of artwork that, I've been doing this a while. It's not my first rodeo. So that's kind of how.
Very true. All right. Hey, I get it. I get it. So then that was more for people who are coming in late, not arriving till Friday, and and
Well,
leave stuff
also
in your
people like dealers that have like, the display stands and stuff, because you
Yeah,
said there's no display stands on the exhibitor floor, right? Or with the artist, like they
cor-
won't be.
right, right. Well, I mean, we didn't tell people they couldn't bring any. We just don't, there is no back wall for the
Right.
artist area. We wanted everything to feel open. We wanted it to feel like an art show, rather than just making it feel like you're in these aisles that you can't see. I want, if you're on one corner of the hall, I want you to be able to see to the other corner.
Right.
And so people could bring their own back walls. I think that like Comic Connect is working with our pipe and drape company with they're going to be using a grid wall because the pipe and drape company uses a grid wall at some art events that they have. And so I hope that it goes well and looks good because we got asked by so many by at least 8 different dealers or reps that were asking about can I rent wombats from you? Of course I don't have any, but the thing is if this grid wall system looks good, works good, then next year we would probably just make that as an option. If you want to have a back wall and whether you're an exhibitor or whatnot, there would be an option for people to use. And then you don't have to haul the wombat. If it costs you like $60 to rent it, it's going to cost you an extra $60 either to ship it to and from the show or to add it as an extra bag when you're flying. If we can make even setting up at an art show easy and cost effective for year 2, we're going to do it. So that's kind of part of the plan for year 2. I would have liked to have done that in year 1, but just too many things going on. But now year 2 will actually have photographs of how it looks and how it works, and
Right.
and
is year 2's and going forward going to follow, or I'm sorry, precede MegaCon? Is that your intention, or is that just kind of like a happy coincidence this year?
Well, it was an unhappy coincidence in a lot of ways, but we picked our date, signed our agreements, and then we found out April 1st or so when MegaCon happened. They announced that they changed their dates to the weekend after ours.
Oh man.
So yeah, it wasn't intentional. I felt like the dates we picked were great, 2 months ahead of MegaCon.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
a time when we're really not competing with any other shows, so it caused more problems than there were benefits. They were not, they're not very happy with the idea. But at the end of the day, 85% of our people coming to the show are traveling anyway, and they would never have gone to MegaCon anyway and have no interest in it. So,
Right.
So whether we stay a week before or change to a week after, or well, we wouldn't go a week after. I think that's always going to be Super Bowl weekend, or we went on the same
Oh
weekend.
yeah.
same
right.
weekend as them, what's it matter? So,
Yeah.
you know, I think that there's a lot for us to consider about what we choose to do next year, but using, you know, any thoughts of tying it in relation to MegaCon or considerations towards MegaCon, I won't have. I'm going to do
Oh,
whatever,
okay. I just didn't know if that
whatever I think
was
is right.
a thing.
Yeah, no, it was completely accidental,
Right.
unfortunately. So yeah, but you know, we'll see. That's a
It'll still be a
conversation.
winter show, right? I mean,
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah. I
okay,
want to stay clear of heroes and
right.
you know, the comic art live stuff. I want to stay as far away from Como as I can. So yeah, we're always going to keep it within that time, and we wanted it to be on Cap's anniversary, which is February 1st too. So it's
Oh,
we want
yeah.
to
Yeah, yeah.
tie it close to that too. Yep.
That's cool. All right.
Yep. And all right. Well, listen, man, I got Will and Glenn in the green room too.
Great.
So, like I said, safe travels,
Thank
and
you.
look for me on Thursday, not
I'll
tomorrow.
be there, man. All right. You take care, and thanks for having me.
All right, Jim.
All right,
Take it easy.
folks.
We'll see
See
you
you at the
soon.
show.
All right, everybody. So before I bring Will and Glenn in, I saw a note from Kazra. It's a good reminder. I know most people are bringing portfolios. You know, we're all art collectors. We're expecting to leave with artwork, but please bring one if you're coming, because we do have a couple posters, and they're not posters that you can roll up, and every attendee is getting one. So one of each. So, and they're a little. They're more like, I wouldn't call them cardstock, but they are heavier. You're not going to roll them up. We bought rubber bands, and then we realized, because I didn't want to get the flimsy poster style weight paper for these prints, because everybody's going to throw them out, right? And you still may throw these out, but they're heavier. They're going to make you think twice about throwing them in the trash. So bring a Itoya or whatever, and you'll be able to get your prints home safely. So, all right. Well, without further ado, I've got two gentlemen in the green room here. So let me bring in both Will and Glenn. Hey, long time no see, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Glenn, where are you? I mean, I'm used to seeing a painting on the wall.
So, you know, I was like reorganizing my office room, and that's like totally a disaster at the moment. So I'm downstairs in the dining room with this heavenly background here. Yeah, but yeah, I could have let you guys into the office room and been completely embarrassed, but I chose to go a different route. So the other thing about the you guys were talking about the back walls. So I knew this was going to be a problem, and Saks Fifth Avenue was closing down one of their outlets. So I got like 80 mannequins, you know, on wholesale.
Okay.
And I'm gonna line them up. You know, each mannequin is gonna hold a piece of artwork, and it should be great. Should be really
I like
fantastic.
that. You know, I was actually in need of a mannequin. I was thinking about bringing my Thor costume down, and I didn't know how to display it. But I'll put it on one of your mannequins. It could be a draw.
No, listen, feel free. I don't
even know what to follow up with that.
Small cloakroom charge on the mannequin.
Oh man. But are you guys bringing back walls? I mean, because you were two people that didn't ask me about do I know where I could rent a back wall?
It's not a back wall. You know, we have these racks, and in fact, Will's cousin designed the newer racks that we have. They're shorter. Like I'm only going to bring one that's like a 4-footer. It holds about 24 pieces, but it sets up really easily, and you know, I can check it. You know, and so I'll just be lugging 4 items from the airport. Right. Won't be.
And there's an even new one that it condenses to about 2 feet long. That's a 4-foot rack. So you'll see that.
There you go. Maybe you should start selling them, because I had a lot of requests. Scott Eater, he's looking for them.
Yeah, so, he's my cousin was doing it part-time. I mean, he's kind of a jack of all trades, but he's actually looking towards doing it more full-time. So yeah, that's definitely on the table.
There's that, or yeah, he can ship them to me, and I can rent them every year, and I can we can work out a deal.
That would be a good business for you, Bill.
That would.
I mean, not that I want to throw them in my garage.
It would be a lot easier for us, also.
Right. Well, that's yeah. I want to make it more convenient. That's why we were looking at that grid wall stuff, because you know, all you'd need is you know, like those clips, you know, like a chip clip kind of thing, and you could just easily clip the art on them, and they would set it up just like they would normally with a setup for your booth. So they would already have the wall set up for you when you come in, and You come in with 30 clips. So that's a lot lighter and space, there's a lot less space in your bag, and boom, they're easy to put up, easy to take down at the end of the day if you want, when you do that.
But either way, I'm still bringing the mannequins next year.
All right, mannequins it is.
And
I actually looked into buying mannequins too. I hate to say that, but
Oh,
because I was like, we gotta put the Thor costume or something out, or but I didn't do it. It was an early idea.
I think that's a wise decision, Bill, to hold off on the mannequins.
Yeah, it's a year two.
Bill, we had hired a masseuse because we knew you'd be stressed out, and we were gonna send it over to you. But since you're so relaxed, it was a very expensive masseuse. We can save it.
Well, I did go see the chiropractor yesterday. I have to say, I had to get. I was a wreck. I'll be honest. And that might be why I felt so good this morning when I woke up, because I was feeling pretty crappy. As you can see, I have I have one of those desks you can elevate. So I've been pretty much standing for the last 2 months in front of this desk because I just couldn't sit any longer. I can only work standing up. I remember texting Casper like at 11 o'clock. Usually I'd work for standing up until like 8, and then I'd sit down. And then one night it was like midnight and I'm still standing up. I'm like, I even texted, I'm like, WTF, am I still standing at my freaking desk? It's midnight. Because it's just like, it's been rough these last couple months. It's gonna be worth it though, guys. It really is gonna be
that's that CEO title kicked in, Bill.
Andrew Ellen says, so is OEX 2025 confirmed? It all but guaranteed, Andrew. I mean, we can't swear by it, but yeah, I can't see how we wouldn't.
Can we lock in 2026 at this point too, and maybe like make reservations for 2027?
We'll see. I mean, I'll tell you, the hotel is very happy enough that they're asking us to sign agreements for next year already. So that we did pretty well by them. I mean, the number of rooms that we've got for them, and the reception. The reception is making them a lot of money. I'll tell you, the most expensive thing is the reception. The VIP event is, but year one, I wanted to make sure this was special. So that's right. That's the thing. And
dynamite.
I filled out that menu for the pheasant under glass and the filet mignon thing, but I
hope it comes cooked to your specifications.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
But yeah, and the thing is, weather couldn't be better. It's going to be 82 on Friday. So you figure when the reception starts, the sun's just going to be setting here. It's probably going to be like 78 or so at that point. No rain. It's going to be perfect. So, it's going to be outdoors in a courtyard, lots of standing tables. It's going to be, the food will be buffet style, and, an open bar. So, those who want to.
1 week earlier, Bill, it would have been you had that East Coast weather.
I know. I tell you, I was, down here, it was cold. It was like, almost.
So I have a quick question, Bill. Like like my plane gets in at 4 o'clock on Friday. And, so I won't have my tickets to get into the buffet. Can I just, tell people I know you?
Basically, Ashton, my son, and another person will be at the door. They'll have extra badges and the checklist. So you'll be able to throw your stuff in your room and go to the door. Now it's not that big of a place. I'll be able to walk over and and I'll probably be hanging out closer to that area anyway, because
if you guys don't let me in, I'm gonna make a run for it.
Plus, you'll have your mannequin.
There's security.
Put a mannequin under your arm.
Be careful. But yeah, of course, you can tell the bartenders are definitely going to be looking for the VIP badges and everything like that before they serve anybody. So, but we were planning on that. I mean, obviously there's I know there are a lot of people who are arriving, even like 7:30. So we already had we've already kind of worked it out where somebody will be checking people in at the reception entry, because we are going to close. Maureen's got to work from 8 a.m. until 5. I tried to think about getting her to stay at the reception or registration desk till 6, and she just gave me that cross look. And if she's still watching, I apologize. She didn't really look that She was not going to stay another hour, and she already told me 8 a.m. You're the one who's going to be there at 8 a.m. I'll start at 9. So for anybody who's coming early on Friday to get their badges, it's going to be me manning that desk. But yeah, we'll take care of you, Glenn, for sure.
Okay, cool. Because I just like I'd hate to fly all that way and have to like sit out and watch everybody else eat my filet mignon.
Right, because the thing is that the courtyard, literally, like the lobby, it's the lobby, and then it's all glass walls, and then the courtyard's on the other side of it. So yeah, well, the thing is, I want there will be people who didn't pay for VIP that will be able to kind of wave at through the glass.
Okay.
They'll be sitting.
Well, if I'm out there with them, I'm not afraid to cry.
We can show them our drinks and smile, but it's it is what it's still. We end at 9, right? So there's plenty of time to hang out after that, and that was always the kind of plan too, was to try to end things a little bit earlier, even like with the auction trying to be done by 8. So if people want to go over to City Walk afterwards, and or do whatever, that we were leaving people enough time to kind of kick back and get into their social groups and do whatever the hell they want, Uber to a park or whatever.
See, Bill, you should have done this like 10 years ago when I was younger, and I could hang out with Mancuda till 4 in the morning and get up and go
when you had back when you had energy.
But I can't do that no more.
Yeah, that's I get it. Trust me. I mean, I'm 55 now. It's like I can't party, and I have to be.
You can bring a cane on the plane, Will. You'll have something.
We're not at that point. I'm just saying that the 4 a.m. and hopping parties and drinking and then getting up and functioning is
right. Yeah. I'll speak loudly, by the way, if you can't hear me.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, no, I know how it goes, but it is what. Yeah, I wish I would have started it 10 years ago. There's a lot of things I wish I would have done 10 years ago. Right, started doing the YouTube streams or whatever. But it's never too late to.
No, the important thing is that you're doing it now. Like doesn't like you can't.
Right.
Can't worry about what
I don't think I could have done it.
Right?
I wouldn't have had the capacity to do it. That at that point. I mean. Honestly, Anthony wanted me to start a con in Jersey before there was a Comic Art Con. I was like, I'm not ready for it. It's too far to travel. I don't want to do it.
Well,
and then now you have Comic Art Con there. But I knew it wasn't right for me at the time, and I don't think I could have done it.
Just your relationships, Bill. Like the fact that like you've been doing all these like sales with the different artists. I mean, you sort of have like worked yourself into a position where it's much easier for you to coordinate this. It would have been harder if you didn't have the relationships in the past. So
that's very true too. Yeah, I think because I've said it numerous times, the artists are the group that CAF has touched the least in the first 21 years, right? I mean, we just haven't really worked with them. I work with dealers and reps and auction houses and collectors and you name it, but do we work directly with artists? Hardly at all until we started doing the live streams. And sure, I worked with Adam Kubert on a live stream. I asked him, he was one of the first people I asked, Mike Allred. Again, the first people we were announcing as guests at the show were people I did live streams with. So you're right. It was those relationships kind of gave me confidence. If they said yes and liked the idea, then okay, I might be able to get a few other, artists of note to come. And then now here we are. And so it's going to be cool. It really is. And I see there's a lot, people are asking some questions. Kazra's answering most of them. So I'm glad he's watching. He's missing that. But yeah, the registration desk for people who get in really late on Friday, it will be open at 8:00 on Saturday. So the hall opens at 10 for attendees, and we'll have you can get your badges anytime from 8 a.m. onward on Saturday. So we haven't quite figured out how we're going to line people up. I think that's one question we haven't posed to the hotel, or Kazra and I have talked about, but because I'm sure the hotel doesn't want like a long line of people snaking through their lobby, but we'll figure something out. I don't know, but I mean, again, with 450 people on Saturday, that's going to be a long line. So I have a feeling we're going to have some kind of issue there. We'll have to address. We'll figure that out. But at least the weather will be good. If it has to snake outside somehow, we can. Nobody will be complaining.
Well, it's a good problem to have.
Exactly. Where's Bashar? Bashar is going to be at the show. I saw Bashar sent out an email a few hours ago, letting everybody know he's going to be at the show. And I think he's been on the site for a while. He's not attending tonight though. But yeah,
he needs his beauty sleep.
He does.
He was away for what, a couple weeks or more?
Yeah, he was traveling.
Yeah, so
he doesn't like to stay in one place too long. So
yeah, but yeah, you guys have I think the three of you are in on like the one eastern wall. So, I mean, there's no bad seat in the house at the end of the day. Like you heard me telling Jim, we purposely left. We didn't want to have any, tall pipe and drape walls and stuff. I wanted it to feel open, and I'm like the east and west walls are all glass, pretty much. So there's just gonna be
isn't the eastern front where they sent the soldiers that they
did. They did, and
to,
you're on the front line of that.
The eastern front is a little disconcerting, I must say.
Well,
look out for the cannon fire.
But have you guys looked at the program? I don't even know which artists are like across from you guys, but
I know Bob Layton.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Let's see.
Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. That's all I can remember.
Oh, Gerhard is over there.
Oh yeah,
Gerhard and John Beatty. So so yeah, I mean, and it was kind of fun trying to figure out the layout, because you didn't want to put like, oh, let's like load all the top shelf artists, whatever, in one space. It was fun kind of moving people around and then trying to group people together who we thought would have fun talking with one another too. It was not only just you guys, but also just trying to figure out what the artists would like to do. So that's why, okay, what will Gerhard
artists love us, Bill? It doesn't. What are you saying? Like,
I don't love us. I didn't mean it like that. But yeah, so we'll see if our matchmaking prowess is up to snuff, or if Kazra and I whiff at it. We'll see. But it sounds
like
good.
A whole new business venture, calf matchmaking.
Yes, exactly. Well, hey, we learned a lot about that with the comment spam thing that happened last week. Gosh, it's been a week since that. But
I have a feeling there won't be a lot of like male-female matches in this hobby. If that's a sideline for you.
The interesting thing is we did sell a lot of couples tickets. So, a lot of people are bringing their significant other with them. I don't know what the number is.
I'm just saying, like, the majority of collectors are probably skew male, and
exactly.
Yeah.
That is very
wrong with that. Just saying.
No, but I think the thing that's going to be really interesting is literally half of the tickets sold. I don't know who these people are. Don't recognize their names.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool, because
the
idea that we're going to meet collectors that probably don't use CAF or are familiar with. They don't use CAF to share their galleries, right? So they're collectors that not many people know unless they've ever done a deal with them. So you actually might know some of them that and I don't recognize their names, but I think that's great, because it's bringing out some people that we might not have the opportunity to meet otherwise, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I really am. There's some, there's a few names I recognize just because I know their name from like the industry that are going to be there that I won't name right now. But I just thought, wow, it's cool. This guy actually thought it was worth making the trip to the show. So it's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting. Marcus is always fun in the chat. Are a lot of people flying in from overseas? I don't know. I know there's people, I mean, and not counting Jiggy, there's people coming from the Philippines, Australia, New Zealand. There are a few people from Europe, but I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the tickets close enough to see the, like how many people are coming from out of the country, but definitely, there will be an international flair with the attendees there, which will be cool.
And Jiggy ordered a rack.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got in contact with me, and I put him in contact with my family. So
good. Yeah, he actually gets in tonight at like midnight. I don't know what hotel he's staying at for a couple nights with all of his crew, but that was like the flight that they got, and they arrive in about 2 hours. So yeah. And I'm gonna I've got stuff that I'm going to do in advance of the show that I'll probably post on my Facebook, some fun stuff. So there you go. Kazra says Italy, UK, Canada. Yeah. Sadar is not coming, but at any rate, yes, it's going to be a good time for certain.
I think so.
But so tell me about what you guys are bringing.
What go first?
How should we do it? Like each one of us like show a piece, or what do you think?
We're going to do it dueling style. We'll alternate.
Yeah, we can do that, but or here, look, you're in the prime location.
All right, I'll go first. So here's one of the item. This is but I tried to I thought about how I was going to curate this thing, given that I have like a limited. I can only bring so much stuff since it's like, you know, what I'm bringing on the plane. So I decided to sort of like go high end with things, and like with things that like I don't have on my website. And actually, there's a here. So this is a page from Amazing Spider-Man 123 battle page. Kane pencils, Ramita inks. It's Spider-Man versus Luke Cage, their first battle. And I'll price these things at the show. This is just sort of like a to give an idea of what I'm bringing. But
yeah, no, that's awesome.
So that's kind of a fun piece. So should I keep going, or do you want to go back to Will, or how do you want to orchestrate this?
Well, let's just stick with you. How's that?
All right.
And
okay.
Then I don't have to keep flipping back and forth.
All right. I just don't want Will to get bored with all this horrible.
Bored.
So here's a really terrific twice up Frank Miller page from Big Fat Kill. I love the lighting effects that with the chauffeur and obviously a little nudity here. So hopefully you youngsters will cover your eyes. Well,
that's right. The censors might cover do some strips or something on here. But yeah, no, that's a great page.
So that's a really nice Frank Miller piece, I think. Here's something that was in the collection that I busted out, which you don't see too often, is a Nova cover by John Buscema. It's also the first appearance of Diamond Head. Really just a nice, I don't know if the best way to show this is. Okay.
Yeah, close-up spine.
So anyway, that's another fun piece for Alberto. And everyone else. There's a Gil Kane Captain America cover. Ramita inked the faces, but that's a pretty neat piece right there. I've never had that on the website before.
There's a lot of bricks on that one, Glenn.
There are bricks there. Is that a good thing that there are bricks?
Well, hey, yeah, I think we all.
I was going to wait
in the day. Remember, we were looking at that Spidey cover back in the day, and I think it was you that said it's worth more because of all the bricks on it. So
I thought that was that Berkey was like
was the brick Berkey that said it? I know we were looking at Spider-Man art, and that's when it started. So
I want to give Berkey the credit on the bricks, but
okay.
But right. if it increases the value of my cover, I'm in. So here is a really nice John Byrne FF246 page. It's the splash from the Doom issue.
Two-parter.
So
that's sweet.
Anyway, that's kind of a nice thing. Is it too reflective in the Mylar? Should I be taking these things out? Or can everyone see?
I think all these pieces you've shown, we know from the comics really well. I mean, that's
okay.
awesome.
No, I just want to make sure that people, don't have to take their bifocals out. So, okay.
Well, hey, most people are probably watching us on their TVs right now. So it's
okay.
like
big screen. Yeah.
Here's a piece I picked up not so long ago. Ditko Spider-Man battle page, which I'm going to break out and bring with me.
Mm-hmm.
And on the reverse, maybe Alberto likes this, is a Tales of Suspense 59 page. Captain America, Jack Kirby, Chick Stone, the very first solo issue from 1964, since his revival in Avengers 4. So that's kind of fun.
Very, very nice. Steve Rom says he's watching on an 80-inch screen right now. So see, you're like a giant in his living room right now.
I am a giant. So here's something I've not shown before. This is a Frank Miller cover. It is a Sin City cover. It's a Marv cover, and it's from 1991. And it was the second printing of the very first trade paperback. And not only that, it also was the cover to the Curator's oversized, sort of like artist type edition that they did, I think in the 2000s or so. But that's not been seen before. And just a few more items here. Very nice Marvel Tales Gil Kane Spider-Man cover with Doc Ock.
Very nice.
And the inks are by Giacoya. That's kind of a fun thing there. Those 70s cutout covers. And nice Invaders Jack Kirby cover with beautiful Synod inks. I think this is like one of the really nice Invaders covers. Jack did a bunch of them, but I think there are like 4 or so that I consider to be the apex, and this is one of them. So
that's beautiful. Even when he's unconscious, he doesn't drop his shield.
Yeah,
See
well, that's Captain America for you.
Man, no wonder Alberto loves him.
And here's another fantastic piece that I've had in the collection for a while, that I thought I would break out for the show, just because of you, Bill.
I appreciate that.
I don't know what there is more to say other than it's like a Miller Daredevil cover, and it's, he's front and center and falling blind. But it's Jansen inks and quite a piece.
Okay.
And then last but not least, something I've showed before, but pretty special Spider-Man 76 cover, Romita Senior battle cover with a major villain. And so that is my appetizer for the show.
That should be enough to get people interested to go over to the booth, man.
I hope so.
I'm going to go over the booth. I want to see that Miller cover.
All right. Well, I'll be happy to show it to you. So,
awesome.
Will, what do you got, baby?
I don't know. That feels like more than an appetizer, but
yeah, exactly. Okay, well, you maybe you should have gone first. Now you have to follow that.
I know, right? Well, I didn't per se target Alberto, but this might be something he's interested in. This is John Buscema, the second run on Avengers, and this is where we see the Black Knight holding Cap's shield in addition to the ebony blade about to battle the Greek gods.
That's a sweet page.
And that's been in my collection a number of years, but it's time to maybe pass it on. Here we have a vintage, and I won't even name I'll just say it's predominantly Rich Buckler, but there's some other artists involved here in each of the scenes. But Green Lantern right after the Green Lantern Green Arrow run, right when he went back to his solo title. And
we were talking about Buckler the other night on the show.
Yeah. I just want to mention, if anybody's interested in anything, I also will be pricing it right before the show, because some of it I'm just pulling out. Now this piece is I have about 2/3 of this issue that it can't be assembled, so I'm breaking it up, unfortunately. But Jim Aparo, Brave and Bold, 186. Batman and Hawkman battle the Fadeaway Man. I mean, what a classic villain, but still good looking art.
Oh my God. No, it's a fantastic page. I've been talking about Aparo lately, just how much not being a DC guy, I'm finally getting it. His work is pretty freaking amazing. I finally gotten past that DC thing and I can realize that now. But yeah, his Batman stuff is just phenomenal. I mean, his page compositions are great. Those first 3 panels together, I mean, are amazing. And then he throws in Hawkman there in that bottom left panel. It's just that's a fantastic example.
Oh yeah, the close up. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, you've come over to the dark side, Bill. Now you're reading DC.
I haven't said I buy it. I'm a little worried. I said I appreciate it more. but you know, when a guy doesn't even work for Marvel, it's hard for me to, you know, it's taken some time. It's taken some time, man. But
You
no,
got there. You got there. This is the master, George Perez, Sax and Violence. I think this is from issue 2. Yeah. But nice looking page. Sax is in a sort of, I don't want to say compromising position, but not in a position she'd like to be in at the moment. Another George Perez piece, and DC again, but I think you can appreciate this. A Justice League cover.
Wow, look at that. That's nice.
And it's from the Index. They did 7 issues indexing the entire run, and George did the first 2. This is issue 2. It will be quite a bit less than 288 that we saw at a certain auction house. Quite a bit. A mere fraction. But
I was going to bring cash, Will. So
wow. Listen, we accept all forms, right? I mean, although I'm not sure about Bitcoin anymore.
I don't know if there's going to be that much money in the cash machines at the show, which is a good reminder. I know Kaz was watching. We did ask them to bring an extra cash machine. I don't know.
They're going to be
Really?
ATMs at the show.
Yeah. Well, there's one for
Nice.
sure. There's one for sure.
Okay.
Well, we have to think of everything here. But we actually asked for a second one, and
Well,
then
I gotta admit, you are thinking outside the box when you're asking.
That is cool.
ATM.
I gotta say that's gotta be one packed ATM with prices being what they are.
Yeah.
I know, but we're trying to cover all the bases as best we can. We even literally we looked for where the nearest FedEx was, because we know people are some people are going to need to ship stuff back versus putting it on the plane, and so we try to think of everything. So you guys all you have to do is think about having a good time, buying art and selling art. So
I like that.
Nice.
I think I got one more. I'll just do all the Perez in a row. So this is from Marvel Premiere. This is one of those issues with Black Widow, and it's sort of a climactic page. She is on the page. She is tiny on this page, but again, a fraction of what you have seen up for auction.
mm-hmm.
So nice, affordable, vintage Perez page.
Very nice.
Let's see. Let's see if I have something else. Marvel at the bottom. You're going to get hit with DC, Alberto. I see Alberto grumbling about DC a little bit, but this is from Jail A to Z, but it's Maguire doing probably one of his most famous characters. Guy Gardner looking very confident. It's a pinup.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We do have a contingency of Legion collectors that makes it to a lot of shows, and here we have a Kurt Swan. DC Comics presents it. When I first saw this piece, I don't know, like 20 years ago, I thought it was a cover because of the way,
Mm-hmm.
the logo and everything, but it actually is the splash. But it presents very well, very frameable. We have this is the promo piece to the Dr. Fate series by McManus, and it is oversized. I don't know if I'd quite call it twice up, but it is definitely large art. Barely fits my folio, and it is cover quality.
That's beautiful. Love McManus.
I lost count. I don't know if that was 10 pieces.
I don't think we set a limit on you, but yeah.
I snuck 12 in, Will, if it makes you feel any better.
Well, I'll do one. I'll do one more. Lee Garbett. I think this is Batman. Oh, I forget the title. Batman Black and White, but it's a #1. Good looking piece. Very moody. Usually I don't like the negative space, but for this one it works.
No, it's great composition. Is it cover?
It is the cover. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is the cover.
Sweet.
But that's a sampling. There's let's see. I even have something like this. complete color guide to New Teen Titans number 33. So if you were to buy, which it hasn't been complete in many years, but you know, Perez New Teen Titans complete issue, I mean, God knows how much that would cost, but this is the entire issue. I'm always wrong with the camera. I'm always like the opposite here with the camera, but entire issue. I kind of packaged it up. But even stuff like that, got a couple color guides. So it's, you know, at all price points. There's some high end stuff.
I'll trade you a copy of the comic, which is for those, by the way, which, you know, it's actually printed.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Will's going for that deal.
I'll take the hand coloring over the printing any day. But, but yeah, no, just saying all different price points I'm trying to bring. So.
Yeah, you see Jason D'Ambrosia is giving you a hard time. Well, so DC, he's so disappointed in him.
Not much X-Men, Jason. It goes very quickly, as you know, because you sometimes snag some X-Men pieces from me.
Hey, Jason's kind of been picking up a few DC pages here or there, so you know, I expect him to walk away with a few DC pages this weekend.
Listen, I still lurk in dueling dealers on occasion, and I see a lot of guys crossing that. Not just you, Bill. A lot of people crossed into the DC side. That's
because the Marvel stuff's getting too dang expensive. You know,
yeah.
I mean, all the good stuff, you know, the things that I want are way over my limit right now. You know,
you should really think about a Marvel ATM and a DC ATM. You know,
yeah, the DC ATM spits out 1s and 5s, and the Marvel one spits out in the 100s. That would be pretty funny. See, there you're thinking. See, Glenn,
I'm thinking, yeah. You know, you just put the logo on top of the ATM there. You know?
So Marcus, my price points, I think there's a lot of things that are below $200, 125, 50, 75, and there's stuff all the way up to maybe 45K or so, and a whole lot in between, probably a whole lot between 1 and I don't know, 7,500. So all over the place.
Well, there's plenty to see, and you brought both of you guys are bringing some personal stuff that you haven't shown or brought out to to many shows in the past. So
you're doing it. You're making us bring it out a little bit.
That was that's the thing. You know, we really we didn't have to say it too often. I mean, I think everybody just got the vibe. You know, let's make it special, especially as a year one, right? And
right.
Want to stand out, like, you know, Bill Morrison is bringing all the art to Simpsons #1. It's not even for sale, but he wants everybody to see it, you know. So people are even bringing things like that aren't maybe necessarily for sale, but as collectors it's going to be cool to get a look at. And I think that if we're able to kind of do that this year and kind of build on that next year, where everybody's trying to do something that's unique. You know, I had John Beatty did some really great commission pieces that he almost never draws at shows, and he did these ink wash pieces, and I got one. It's fantastic, and so the artists are kind of stretching themselves too, taking the time to do, I mean, come on, Adam Hughes did commissions. When has that ever happened, right? Sean Gordon Murphy, I mean, yeah, they were expensive, but a lot, again, these are things that that opportunities that OAX is bringing out, because the artists and guys like you want to make the show really, really special. And yeah, I mean, that's why it's exciting. I'm hoping I don't have to be like putting out fires at the registration desk, or the toilet overflows, or the Wi-Fi goes down and nobody can.
Bill, put that hat down. Don't pick up that hat.
All right, that's not my job.
Bill, the toilet's overflowing. Could you please? We need you.
We did look into buying.
Put down that comic book and get to the toilet.
We were gonna
wash your hands.
I will definitely wash my hands before I come back out to the hall. But yeah, we did look into buying the toilet paper with dollar bills printed on it. And we were gonna swap out all the toilet paper rolls in the bathrooms.
Oh,
we did not do that this year, but we knew it would be funny if we did.
So I think our friend Mikey probably has an abundance of Spidey toilet paper.
Yeah, I'm sure
he probably doesn't want us to use it, but
because he wants to use it all to himself.
Cottony soft.
Oh man, but that's the kind of thought process we put into a lot of this stuff.
Well, Bill, seriously, I don't want you to when you're looking at the artwork, you're walking around. I don't want you to think about the toilets at all. I hope
I don't.
I don't
I
want
really
you to
hope
have
I
your
don't.
mind. I don't want you to have your mind there.
Yeah, no,
Just
I want to
enjoy
enjoy
yourself
the
a little
show.
bit.
Other,
Yeah.
other than forgetting the day of the week,
I know.
I
How
mean,
many
this
times
is
did I get
like
that wrong with Jim earlier, right?
this is like the most bubbly I've seen you in a while. You seem genuinely excited about this, and that's great.
I am. I really am. I think I just hope everybody walks away with the same joy. I mean, I think they will. I mean, again, it's like we'll see. We'll see. And
I mean, what could go wrong, Bill? You've got like so much art in one room and enthusiasts and I mean,
right.
short of
Well, that's
a
why
terrorist attack or I mean, it should be
well,
fun.
that's true. Yeah. I mean, you never know. I was actually, believe it or not, when the Trade Center thing happened, I was in Orlando for a trade show that I work for a publisher, and so they were hosting I can't remember what the conference was, but I was doing all the IT stuff for them, and we were down there during that, and we got so nobody could make it because it happened right before the show happened, and we were stuck there for like a week. So it can happen. Strange things can happen. It's not going to happen here though.
Well, if we all get stuck in that room for a week, that doesn't sound too bad, right?
No, it probably would not be enough, and the hotel will be happy. You're going to have to extend your stay.
Right.
Yeah.
But that means you got to put on like a week full of buffets, right?
And
remember that's only the auction has a cash bar, so I can't even call it a cash bar. It's a charge bar. They won't take cash at the bars at the auction. They will only take credit card. So be forewarned.
Take art.
Are you trying to get people to drink before the auction, Bill?
Well, it's the bars open at 5 o'clock. When the hall closes.
They say don't drink and bid.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well,
Heritage used to have alcohol in the reception area.
Did it not work well?
I don't know if they still do, but I think they used to have that. So.
There might have been a lawsuit or something here or there. Well, who knows? Hopefully, we don't get in trouble for that. But the everything's priced to the point where you may only want to buy one or two while you're there, because you know how beers are probably priced here in Orlando. They won't be cheap. So drink up on Friday night.
They got to be less than the price of the art you're bidding on.
Oh, they definitely are. So if you don't win any art in the auction, I expect you to buy a lot of beers. The guys who are drinking the most, they are the ones who are not buying artwork. But
or the ones that bought too much and they just need to forget for the night.
That is true. You've seen some of the pieces, right? I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I've been really happy that Paulo Rivera painting, that Spidey piece that he is putting in there.
The Spidey 67.
67, isn't that awesome? Yeah, I mean,
that is cool.
Spidey's awesome, but then I look at the background colors and it's like it's literally like a matte, like I mean, it's so freaking amazing.
I really like that all red Silver Surfer painting. I thought that was that 3x4 foot thing or whatever that is.
It's
on canvas.
It is. Yeah,
that looks cool.
I mean, I got to take it out and photograph it because I didn't get a good picture from him. It's unbelievable. I mean, it really.
That looks fun.
Other than the fact that it's 3x4 feet, so somebody needs a big house, and I've got a box to ship it in because
a big house and an understanding spouse.
Yes, exactly. But it's awesome. And then that Hughes Gerhard piece is to die for. I mean, but everybody. I mean, Sean Gordon Murphy put a piece in from I think it's from Batman White Knight. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there, and a lot of it made just for the show. So I think that's awesome. I can't wait to see where all that ends up. But and then we have the Hero Initiative pieces in there too. So those go 100% to the charity, and we're we get a portion of the sales from the non-Hero stuff, and 10% of whatever we make, we're going to donate to Hero too. So I figured there's no point in having a show like this and then not kind of trying to find a way to kick a little bit of money back to Hero or charity of choice, I guess, for us. But yeah, so when do you guys both get in? Glenn, you're coming in I'm
coming in Friday, like around. I think my plane lands just before 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Bill, I was supposed to be there earlier today, and we had to push our flight back to tomorrow. We little miscalculation, and
didn't you miss the plane, Will?
Something like that. So allegedly.
Well, I'm glad you were able to change your
Never
mind.
happened before.
You got to see the airport, right? That must have been fun.
No.
Oh, you didn't actually get to the airport?
I called. Well, part of my family was there, and the rest of us were behind. And I called because I
You were
realized
like, oh, they're at the airport, but
this
but I'm not
was
gonna
not
make it.
looking good. So I called ahead, and they won't delay the gates, of course. And yeah, but no, I was able to get something. Well, it is a very small airport.
Monsieur Gabriel, we must delay the flight for him. Yes.
No, it's a very small airport that I was going out of, actually. But now I'm going out of a bigger one. I had to switch to so tomorrow. So we lost 12 hours.
I mean, I saw. I mean, somebody posted in the chat earlier too, but it looks like there's gonna be a lot of people at the hotel tomorrow. I said, well, it was a Jewish Dragons mentioned that there's gonna be a ton of people at that time. 50, 60 collectors will be there tomorrow. So, I not like I can say let's try to find a time to hang out prior to me and Kaz are having to be busy and it's not tomorrow, it's Thursday. Why do I keep saying tomorrow?
Hey?
I can't get over this, guys. I just want it to happen. Why the hell isn't it Friday yet? Son of a gun. I'll tell you. Yeah, I think I'll be a lot happier by this time next week, next Tuesday. But oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, this is tough, guys. See, Jason's reminding me too. Tomorrow is still Wednesday. Yes, Jason. I get it. Everybody, man, I just can't take this. Well, okay.
They say time moves faster as you get older, Bill, but I guess for you, it's moving too slowly.
It's just shifting. He's time shifting here. He's
skipping it. I'm totally messed up. But all right. Well, I'm gonna probably call it right now, guys. But it's like, I'm a mess.
Well, thanks for
I need another
Bill,
yeah, no, appreciate it. Oh, yeah, look at you with Zebby. Yeah, I saw you kind of hold that up, like.
Yeah. This is the only thing that keeps me going. It's sugar free, but lots of caffeine in it. So I'm moving faster than time, says Tariq. Yeah, this is a mess. I can't wait for this thing to be over. As much as I love it, it's going to be.
Isn't that the crazy thing, though? It's like something you really look forward to and you want to experience, but then you're like, you also want to sort of put it in the rearview mirror and think of it fondly afterwards.
Exactly. And I'll let everybody know, because I don't think I've told anybody this, but I emailed Gerhard and Adam and Allison yesterday to tell them I did this, because the piece that Gerhard Red Sony piece is awesome, right? And I was trying to think of like what was going to be my keepsake from the show, and I decided to print that on a 2 foot by 3 foot poster, size piece, and laminate on foam core and everything. But it's a really good print. We found a place locally that could do it, because we got it too late to make a print for the show with it. But I kind of made a white border on it as well. But I'm going to have that at the registration desk, throughout the show. Anybody who's either exhibiting or is an artist guest or is attending, I expect everybody to sign it, because that's going to be my takeaway. Is I want to have that on the wall. Well, I'm not going to have it here. I'm going to put it in the house. But I was like, for all the work that we've put into this thing, I want to have something cool that I can always look at it and know that like all the hard work was worth it. And to have like over 600 people sign it would be freaking awesome. So it'll be there. We'll probably have like an easel or something set up so it'll be easy for people to sign it, but it'll be at the registration desk all weekend. So I expect everybody to sign it. I think Kazer's got one too. I think he printed the main poster with the Wolverine that Simone Bianchi did. So that one will be there as well. So we expect everybody to sign it, because that's our
yearbook, Bill. It's like your graduating yearbook.
Exactly. That's yeah. Just but I felt like it was like the perfect thing, and I was a little worried, like I didn't tell these guys I was going to make a print. I better ask them, and they were like, "Oh, that's cool." They said I should put a white border on it. I'm like, "Whew, I did." So anyway, but guys, safe travels, please, and hope everything. We'll see you on Friday. Well, we'll see you on Friday night. And I'll see you earlier.
Medium rare on the
medium rare. You got it. I'm cooking too, so just so you know, I'll be working the grill.
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, old friends, making a couple new ones, and I will try and. I'm actually, Bill. I'm staying off because I'm bringing family, and
Mhm.
I had to rent something larger because it would be too many rooms. So we're gonna hit the parks for a couple days, but I will definitely be there Friday. I'll see if I can pop by before then.
Okay. Well, I mean, so you're hitting the parks before the show.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Which are you going to Disney or Universal?
Yeah, my little girl, my youngest has never been. This is her first time, so it's pretty
Oh, that's
special.
awesome. Very,
Well,
very cool.
Mickey Mouse is in the public domain, so you can just bring him home with you. So that's good.
That is true.
Yeah,
Oh man. All right. Well, I hope you have fun there, man.
thanks.
That's yeah, I love Disney. We have annual passes, and I'm going to swing by Hollywood Studios on Thursday morning because I think Mike and Laura Allred are over there, and I promised myself that I would get a photograph in front of the Millennium Falcon with them. So I'm gonna show up just to get a picture with those guys, and because again, I'm just looking for PR opportunities for year two, and the idea that I can say, this is the kind of stuff you can do when you come to OAX. You can hang out with your favorite artists and do these things and do these. You know, we're going to go to Universal on Monday and all that. And I think the more of that stuff we can have and show for next year will just kind of differentiate ourselves from any other convention out there, whether it's MegaCon or New York or your local whatever. That's what this show is all about. It's opportunity, fun, and the chance to hang out and enjoy the hobby like no other place you'll have. So,
Most magical place on earth.
That is right. That is right. All right, gentlemen. Thanks again. I'll see you. I'll see you in a few days.
Sounds great.
Bill, thanks.
Looking forward
Looking
to
forward
it.
to seeing everyone.
See you soon, everyone.
All right. So yeah, that's gonna be great. I can't wait to see Will and Glenn there. I didn't get to get out to San Diego or New York last year, so it's been a while since I've seen them in person. So yeah, gonna be Larry says next year OAX can be inside Disney World. We actually, we didn't look to doing that, but it was funny, most of the resorts that we talked to weren't really interested. I mean, and I don't know, we didn't really talk scale with any place, but yeah, they want big mega trade shows like telco companies and cell phone providers and stuff like that. The idea of having a say a 600 or 800 or 1,000 person art show just doesn't really fit the mold of doing something like right within Universal or Disney. So and that's okay. I mean, it'd be a lot more expensive because if anybody knows what the resort hotels inside the parks are like, it's Disney's hotels can be like $1,000 or more a night. So it's better, the deal we got and where we're at. I think it's that works out better. Let people extend their stays and take the family to one of those more expensive hotels later on. So so I do have a few other announcements for you, and I just have to find the folder where I stuffed all of that. I can let you know that as we know, Adam Kubert's going to be at the show. He's I don't have a list of exactly what he's going to be doing while he's on there. I know each day he's taking a very limited sketch list. Just the way Adam is. He doesn't like to draw at shows. He's one of those guys. He's a perfectionist, so he's doesn't like to do work that isn't going to be up to snuff. So, but he did say he would be taking a few sketches each day. But I know that he's doing a whatnot sale on Sunday that pretty much anybody at the show can also participate in. It's going to be live streamed and whatnot too. But not to say it whatnot, that was not intentional. But I know he's working with the guys from the Artist Bullpen. I'm not really familiar with them. Somebody named Zach Rosenberg and Sam York. Maybe some of you guys are familiar with them. But I know I've heard the name before. I think one. Anyway, he's doing that. I think it's 2:00 on Sunday. Now I didn't get a lot. I actually went out and solicited just announcements I can make from all the exhibitors. I only got 2 other ones, and one was from. They're both painters. And I think they're actually next to each other, if I'm not mistaken. So one was from Eric Grove. And let me go ahead and pull up here what Eric sent me. Eric, both guys are painters. Eric's good friends with Dave Finch. If you remember, we had both those guys on when we had the show with Essential. Let's see. Eric is going to be bringing a fair amount of paintings here. Let me go ahead and pull up this one thing here, and I can show you some of the paintings he is bringing with him. And then I'll look back at the chat and figure out what the heck I've missed out on in the last hour. while I've been doing this. So here we go. What do we got from Eric? Share the screen. So I don't have prices for these, but at least I've got some scans. So let's see. What did Eric say? He's got he's going to be bringing a lot of originals for sale, lots of varying sizes and prices. Let's see. He's got some. Be taking a limited number of painted commissions for the show. A painted piece usually takes him about 2 hours to do, so he won't be taking a lot. He'll be doing painted sketch cards and also some stuff on official upper deck cardstock, which costs a little more. I think it's like $250 and $375. And then he'll, if people want 5x7 paintings, he will be doing those for $450, like a head bust type thing. I actually got one from him pre-con, but here we got a Wolverine, and so these pieces will be with him at the show. Superman, Hellboy, Alien. Got some card art here. So he's got Batman, nice cap. This is I'm not targeting you, Alberto. This was not intentional. Judge Dredd, very nice. Kind of like that. Like the fact that he just kind of played around with leaving all that white space on there. Then Hulk. It's not targeting Jay Giant with this one. And the Spidey. So those are three of some of the pieces that Eric is bringing with him. He is also going to be, let's see, I can show you some sketch card examples too. Where was that? Sorry, I got lots of different folders here. I don't think these are more examples of what he'll be doing sketch card wise when if you were to set up something with him at the show. Yeah, I wish the sharing screens were easier on this thing, but here we go. So there's like a funky looking MODOK there, but so here's some examples of his trading card size artworks that he can do at the shows. Like you said, it takes him a couple hours. I think when it's using the upper deck one, those are the ones that he would charge $375 for, and then the ones without the upper deck cards are $250 if I read all that right. But yeah, I love Eric's style. And as you know, sketch cards, trading card art, big part of the show. You know, we've got the Marvel card archive at the show with Jose and Steve. They've got a portion of the gallery as well as the second gallery, G2. They're going to be doing a few kind of, I wouldn't call them panels, but there's going to be some segments going on that'll be part of the programming for the weekend where they'll be talking, bringing in some artists. It should be pretty interesting. You know, there's a huge contingency of people who collect not only trading card, sketch card pieces, but also the original art from trading cards. So they've got a lot of collectors in the area. Oh, look at that, a Cyclops. Oh, man, what more can you ask for? That's just screaming Marcus, I think. So yeah, fantastic stuff from Eric. Now, the other artist is Miles Wool. He also sent me some stuff. So let me go ahead and switch over to Miles. If anybody's been watching, he's been posting a few of these pieces to his Instagram. And also, you know, some of the pieces are from a couple of pre-con stuff he's done. And, you know, Miles is a pretty decent guy talent-wise, just like Eric. Let me get this thing shared again. Now, these are pre-done pieces that Miles will have with him. There we go. Too many clicks. So you got a Dr. Doom. I don't know if he didn't really tell me the size on these. I assume this looks like it might be something like 5x7, just based on the width of the easel behind him. Let's see. Hey, Groku. There you go. There's a few Star Wars fans out there, I think. Wow. That Iron Man pops pretty well. That's very nice. And again, judging by that, looks like about 5x7, 4x6. I don't know. Probably 5x7 would be my guess. Let's see. That's not too bad. And he does everything in oil. So I know that you know, he can't do oil paintings at the show, obviously, but he can do take-home commissions, and obviously he's bringing some pre-done pieces with him. So another really nice piece. That's cool. Again, another one for the Star Wars fans and the Swan fans. I know we have a few out there. Ah, cool. Look at that. It's kind of using a palette reminiscent of like Dan Brereton or something, right? I mean, with those oranges and blues. Good stuff. So those pieces will all be at the show. I don't have prices on them, but again, just another reason to drop by Eric and Miles' booth. I mean, they're side by side. It's back to that, the thought process for Casper and I, as far as how to organize the show and position artists together. Like I mentioned, Brereton, we put him next to Wayshack because I just think there's an interesting dynamic and mix between those guys, and throughout the show, I think you're gonna see a lot of that. So there, Bill modeled for the Venom. Man, I'll tell you, there's one thing I haven't done in the last 6 months, Marcus, and it's workout. Not at all. But booth number for both of those gentlemen. I'm looking at my sheet here. Eric Grove is in table 7, and Miles is in table 8. And what do we got? Marzan is in 9, Isherwood in 10, Michael Golden in 11. Now, here, you know what? I'll share this other screen too, because this is a copy of the program for those of you who haven't taken the time to download it yet. Yeah, and Eric mentioned 6 and 7 for them too. So here, let me show this. I should probably not be doing it from within a web browser because it's always not the best way to do it. But yeah, so layout of the hall, I think we've talked about it a lot before, how I mentioned, the exhibitor booths are on the outside of the hall. We've got 3 main islands, the top, middle, and the island down here on the left. Those are all artists. You got on one end splash page up here, Central Sequential on the other, Next Comic Art over here, Felix Comic Art over there, and then Collector Island down in the lower right here. So that's the makeup. It's going to be very, very cool. And show sponsors, of course, the VIP sponsors on either end of the entrance. So you've got Heritage at number 2 and Comic Link at number 3. We wanted to make sure everybody has the opportunity, introduce yourselves. Josh, who really doesn't go out to a lot of shows anymore. Josh Nathanson, I've been friends with him since I started CAF. And I don't even know when the last time I saw him. It probably was 10 years ago. He's coming to the show. I mean, one of the reasons he wanted to support the show, just like Mr. Halpern said, was they want a show like this in the hobby and the business for us all to enjoy. So that's why they decided to be VIP sponsors. And same thing with the booth number 1 here is Comic Connect. Number 4 is Hakes. Tatiana is over in 18. The Tutulio Art Collective down there, 12 and 13. Next Comic Art, of course, another partner sponsor. So, we tried to kind of position people who were supporting the show in a lot of different ways with good spaces throughout the show. But one thing I wanted to point out on the program, if you didn't get it, the artists that have the red dots beside their names are the artists that are participating in the sketch and signing on Sunday from 2 to 3:30. Free quick sketches, and also the free signings. So that'll be from 2 to 2:30 or 2 to 3:30 on Sunday. Now, we didn't highlight him, but John Beatty is doing sketches, but he's not signing, so we didn't put him on the list. And then also, what is it? Who was it? Oh, the Simones are doing free signing, but they're not sketching during that window. So we didn't put red dots beside their names, but that is the setup for things. So I haven't been watching the chat at all, but I'm sure Casler has been keeping an eye on everything for me and answering any questions that needed to come up. I'm sure I haven't missed anything. Alberta says he's picking up the cap from John Beatty. Cool. I am picking up a Thor from John Beatty, like I mentioned. And I did get, what I did get? I got I can show you the piece of art that I got from John Beatty today, actually, that will be in the art auction. So it wasn't available for proxy bidding, but he did send it, a scan or photograph of it. Let me go ahead. I'll share this one as well. And I also got a an image from Felix for Aaron Connolly. So I can show that as well. Let's see here. Share the screen. Da, da, da. And so there you go. It's a Secret Wars 8 homage by John. So John's just doing some cool stuff. You know, he's stepping out. You know, again, it's like we've talked about, a lot of the artists just doing things that they're not known for to have a little fun. I think this is actually a little bit, it's oversized. Obviously, I think it's 2 foot by 3 foot. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check my email, but I'll post it up on CAF tomorrow just so everybody has a chance to look at it. But obviously, no proxy bidding on that one. And then this was the piece from Aaron Connolly, and I forget the name of it at the moment. What was it? Mauka #1 cover by Aaron Connolly. I'm not familiar with the title. Mauka. So this will be up for bids at the auction on Saturday night. Auction and pizza party, everybody. Mikhail says free Mannix buttons at Team Oreo, courtesy of the #1 Mannix advocate. Very cool. You should trademark that, Mikhail. Let's see. Jason says he has he's got a pre-meeting with Jiggy lined up. Boy, I'll tell you, you know, yeah. Anyway, so I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. I actually have a fair number of things to do, but you know, this is it until next Tuesday as far as live streams. But do, you know, for those of you who can't make it, like I say, we'll be doing regular photo posts and things on Facebook and Instagram, some short video clips and reels throughout the show as well. So, you know, and I hope you get to enjoy it that way. Anybody that is coming and happens to be posting on their socials, we strongly encourage you to use the hashtag OAX 2024. We're going to be telling everybody to do that, and also to, you know, for those of you not coming, keep checking the hashtag. Hopefully people will be posting things live as it happens throughout the entire weekend, thanks to, you know, posting on their Facebooks and stuff. I'd like to think when people get to open their swag bags and see some of the fun stuff in there, that stuff will get shared. I mean, it's going to be a good time. Maybe it'll convince a few Florida collectors who are on the fence to buy a ticket on Sunday or something like that. So we hope everybody does everything they can to promote the show throughout the weekend and the time after it too. I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot of talking about it, but one thing that I think would be pretty cool, if those of you who are inclined to do social posts, would be, you know, spread everything out that you got over the weekend and take a photo of it. I'm going to do that and just be like, this was my haul. Because one of the things that, you know, when I think about art shows, and there aren't many, obviously, and I think about, you know, going to cons, I mean, this is one show where some incredible pieces have already been created, right? I mean, just from the pre-con stuff that we've been, you know, Ken Lashley's been sharing stuff that he's done. I'm trying to think of who else I've been following that have, you know, their pre-con stuff was out there. But bottom line is there's going to be so many cool pieces that people are going to be taking home. And we're so used to just doing them one at a time on CAF. Take a picture of your haul. Let everybody know that you got it at OAX, and, you know, post it on your Facebook, on Twitter if you still use that, on your Instagram and all that, and let everybody know what you know, what you came home with, because I think it's going to be pretty overwhelming when people get to see how, you know, the quality of the work, the caliber of the work that you're not going to get at any other show anywhere, not only in the country but in the world, you know, at our show. So you know, do that. You'll make me happy. Trust me, we're going to be doing it as best we can too, but the more help we have from all of you attending is good. Bill, when is CAF going to support tags when posting art? Alberto, it's something it's something we've talked about, just haven't really gotten there yet. And Rich, we are going to miss you, my friend. We are sorry you guys can't make it. I know you'll be there at OAX too, and we'll certainly be thinking about you while we're all having a good time and you're not able to. But I wish you could have came. I know that Rich is a guy who did a lot of pre-cons. I know his haul is going to be incredible, and he can't even be here to pick it up. So you know, but there will be next year. All right, so I'm calling it, guys. I've got a few more things to take care of tonight, but again, thanks for hanging out. I think you know, both Jim, Will, and Glenn for hanging out with me too. And again, we'll look for you on the other side of all this. But Jeff Singh, Jeff, it's so good to see you, man. Jeff is set up. I think is it in booth 3? I should be looking at my my map, but I'm not. But I think that's right. Yeah, he's in C3. He's in there with Tom Coker. So you'll be able to hang out with Jeff at the show as well. C3, Art for Comics, of course. And Jeff's going to be bringing some art for sale and maybe some art that you can only look at. But either way, make sure you hit up Jeff. And of course, Team Oreo's over there. James is set up with Melchior, Zadok, Rob, and then, all of the artists and exhibitors. It's going to be great. So just, looking forward to everything. I'll see many of you on Thursday afternoon. I'll be looking for you. And then Friday, the more people that can come on Friday and get their attendee badges, even if you're not VIP going to the VIP event that night, please get them on Friday. It'll just save us less time. It'll make check-in and everything easier on Saturday morning for us. We will, the registration will be open on 8 o'clock on both days, but the less we have to do Saturday morning, leading up to that, the better. We want to get you in the line to get in. And I don't think John Agashi's coming. He didn't buy a ticket, so he won't be the first person in line. But I'll be interested to see, who lines up early to get in the hall that on Saturday morning. But anyways, wish us luck. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see you again real soon. Have a wonderful night, everybody. And